Hey everyone, quick disclaimer, this video is for an assignment for one of my classes at Liberty University. For the last 7 weeks now, I've been working on a research project for a class that I'm taking in my PhD journey. This class is the American Christian Heritage class, and so we're specifically looking at elements of religion and how they play in our early American Republic. I decided to take a look at Catholicism. The reason I ended up going with that is because the United States for the longest time has been the place for religious freedom and religious toleration. However, what most people don't understand is how we got to this point. It wasn't like we just signed a document, snap of a finger, and boom, we have religious freedom and, religious tolerance. It was an uphill battle. And so I chose Catholicism because I wanted to trace the struggles that Catholics had in the early American Republic, all the way up into about 1920, 1930. That's really where Catholicism started to flourish a little better in terms of education, and I wanted to take a look at that. I wanted to take a look at the education aspect of Catholicism. Now, the reason we have education, our education system here in the United States, was the whole idea was that we wanted to educate individuals to be able to read so that they can read the Bible. And each sect had their own educational institutions that were funded by states, and their respective states, I should say. So they had to really fight for their funding and being equal in the eyes of the law. And so I wanted to trace certain aspects of that, see how difficult it was, the journey for Catholics to gain religious freedom and tolerations in terms of educational rights and equalities. Just being having access to funds and having access to adequate facilities, and just being seen as equal in the eyes of other denominations. But there has always been that Catholic, hatred in, mainly it's because of mistrust within, the hierarchy. Catholics, they trace their hierarchy all the way up to the Pope. And if you're aware of religious history, that was the whole point of the Anglican Church breaking away from Rome. And, they just didn't want to be a part of it. And that's, of course, we go into Puritanism. That's a funny word. Puritanism and other religious sects. Not enough for me to cover in a 4-minute video for class, but I did want to take a look at that in my paper. Just achieving equality in the religious landscape in the United States was a struggle for all denominations, but specifically Catholicism. Now, at around 1800, shortly after the Civil War, Catholic education was very controversial in the country. And the issue was, could Catholics receive taxpayer money? And despite that struggle, Catholicism kind of thrived in that time and era. Now, really, the first provincial council of Baltimore stated that they believed it was absolutely necessary to have schools to educate young Americans in morality and, in faith, so they can grow up to be good citizens, but also be good Catholics. I'm going to continue writing this paper, and hopefully I can have it submitted in time. Work just started, and of course planning a wedding, so it's all crazy, but all happy blessings. And as a historian, I want to take my time and focus on this research, because as a historians, we should always be searching for the truth. Thank you all so much for watching.